Now that we got the shit up here, right? With PSP, was that DS era or was PSP way before that? Or am I tripping? So it's PSP and DS, right? I'm gonna just go ahead and put that right there. It's better. PSP is B. I can hear in our yeah, it wasn't better. It wasn't better. It wasn't better. It wasn't better. It was not better. Better concept, but it was not better. It was not better. What about the C tiers? Are we good where those are? C tiers are all good, right? So Game Boy Pocket, are the rows in order? No. We could put them in order. We'll be here probably another hour doing that shit, but we can. I'm with it. The only reason why Switch 2 is not on here is because it's too early. It's too early for Switch 2 to be on this. Like putting Switch 2 in this conversation is just not fair. Switch 2. We got to give Switch 2 at least 2 years before it could be in a conversation to be on a tier list. I'm gonna be honest. Steam Deck can't be S with no games, but it does have games. You can play literally. No, Switch 2 is not on here. Switch 2 is not on his list. Switch 2 is not on here. But I will say this. I think Switch 2 gonna got some tough conversations. They definitely gonna have some tough conversations. No way. It's no. Fuck no. We'll be capping it. We'll be capping if we put a Switch 2 in S tier right now. I mean, I could make an argument for it, but we're not doing that. All right, so boom. All right. Okay, let's make it spicy. Let's order. We'll only order the S tier. Because I feel like if we try to do this shit, we'll be taking too long. But before we get into that, before we rank the S tier and actually put them in order, are we good with everything where everything else is at? Like specifically DSi trash, Google Stadia trash, PS Vita trash, Game Boy Pocket, nah, Microsoft Xbox drop, it failed. Nintendo 2DS, probably ass. Yeah, I forgot. I moved it there on some salty funny shit, but I moved it there on some salty funny shit and I just forgot to put it back. SNES is S tier. It is. This is the NES, not the SNES. Dreamcast, B tier. PlayStation 3, B tier. Xbox One, B tier. 3DS, the first 3DS, B tier. Xbox One. DS needs to be S. I'm gonna take y'all word on that. I'm gonna take y'all word on that because I kind of checked out on Nintendo around the DS time. DS concept was stupid. Come on. How? What was stupid about it? What was stupid about the DS? None of the games that really played needed a second screen. Are you sure? Did you play the DS? It could have been an upgraded Game Boy with the same games. No, things that improved on rechargeable battery, the mic mechanic, which was a gimmick. It is what it is. I'm pretty sure Nintendo DS was the first that was their online, you could play online as long as you have Wi-Fi. You could play online, game chatting, communicating and shit, sending messages to people. DS had its own games and was backwards compatible with Game Boy Advance games. Facts, right? So backwards compatible because it had the cartridge slot. There's no way. Yep, PictoChat. That's what it was called. PictoChat. All consoles back then they didn't have PictoChat. That was different. We talking about because your comment was it could have been an upgraded Game Boy with the same games, but it wasn't. It was because you said they didn't use both screens for everything, right? That was the argument. No, it was not just that. It was not just that. DS had bangers. DS had Heart Gold Soul Silver. DS had Pokemon Rangers. These are the games that I played. The library was fire. That's what I'll say. The library of the DS was fire. I can agree with that. And if we use the library to carry some of these other games, these other consoles, we have to DS games get carried by a stupid concept. I can't get at, right? Because we boosted some of these other consoles up because of their library. So if we do it for one, we gotta be able to do it for all of them. For sure. Here's the conversation. This is probably the simplest way to put it. Is the Nintendo DS a great improvement over the Game Boy Advance SP? I think yes. Because if we got no, we're not talking about the DSi, because the DSi was ass. We're talking about the Nintendo DS. That's it. Not the Nintendo DSi, because the Nintendo DSi is down here at the bottom. We're talking about the Nintendo DS. Was the Nintendo DS, in comparison to the Game Boy SP, was it a massive upgrade and a jump? Because I have the Game Boy Advance SP S tier, and I'm not changing my mind on that. That shit was S tier. That shit was goated. I'm not changing my mind on that. I'm not budging on that. That's a goated console. All DS sells variant. But we're not talking about, like, I don't care about this tier list. Has nothing to do with sales, not to me. I'm talking about games, fun, experience. Because the DS and the DSi are separate. I think the DSi was bad. I don't think that was a good launch. Yeah, we hyped the PSP. Here we go. I'm gonna say DS is no. I don't even think the DS, objectively speaking, I don't know if the DS and the PSP are on the same level. I don't think they are. I don't think they are close. I don't think they're on the same level. All right, let's rank these shits. Okay, so here's my argument with PC. PC is either going to be clear. It's either one or it's the back of S tier, because it's unfair. It's either one or it's at the back of S, because it's unfair. It's not fair. It's not fair. Having PC as a console is like not fair. I'm almost willing to take it off. Oh yeah. By the way, YouTube. So we did decide to take off the PC and the Steam Deck, because it's a little unfair when you're trying to rank them. You know, YouTube. It's a little unfair. Try to put it, because the PC is clearly one, right? But it's not just a PC. Like, there's so many different things that come with a PC. It's not a console, so we can't put it on there. And the same with the Steam Deck. So we removed it from the ranking list. All right. So now if we rank these jokers, right? PS2, Nintendo Wii, top 2. Okay. So which? Let's be honest here. Which one of the S tiers have the conversation for being the number one console ever? So we got PS2, Wii, Xbox 360. These are my top 3. Probably in this order. I saw where GameCube was at. GameCube is not S tier, bro. It's not S tier. It's not S tier. GameCube's not S tier. It can't be. GameCube don't stack up with these. Whoops, my bad. GameCube don't stack up with these. All right, so are we good with these 3 as the top 3? PlayStation, Wii, 360. Are we good with that? Yes. All right, so what goes 4? No. What's wrong with these 3? What's better than any one of these 3? Xbox 360 should be 4th or 5th behind what? DS and PS1? Nah, I can't go with that. I can't go with that one. I can't go with that one. PS1 and N64 have to be right next to each other. I would put PS1 before that. Damn, PS1 was so good. This is tough. This is where it gets tough. Because these 3 are undebatably the top 3 to me. Like, these are the 3. Now, who you put at 4? That's tough. Do you put... Okay. SNES, where do you put that? Is that the back of S tier? Like, is that here? Yeah, SNES library was goated. It was goated. It was goated. It was goated. At the back of S. Okay. Nah, you know what? I take it back. I think SP should go at the back of S tier. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the SP has to be at the back. I think this has to be last. My personal feelings about the Game Boy Advance SP, I think is S tier, but I cannot put the SP over these other ones that are originals, and then the DS is just like a better version of the SP. Where do we put the N64 and the PlayStation? You could live where it's at. I would swap PS1 and N64. Yeah, we got to start nitpicking now, right? If we're ranking S tiers, you got to start nitpicking. You got to start nitpicking. Both you needed a memory pack. Go game for game. Let's just talk about hardware, right? Let's start with the hardware. Both you needed more than one controller. N64 gets the nod because it comes with 4 controller ports off the rip. It comes with 4 controller ports off the rip, which means you just gotta buy another controller. PlayStation, I don't even know if that was an option, but you could get the multi-tap. You had goated games on both. Had super goated games on both consoles. Here's a point away from the Nintendo 64. The controller was not all that. The PlayStation had the better controller. And then they came up with a better version of the PlayStation controller. Like, I think the PlayStation had a better controller. N64 controller wasn't all that. It wasn't the best design for a controller. Crash, Spyro, Rayman, Tekken 3, Chrono Trigger. N64 controller was a trident. But I will say, when the N64 dropped those see-through colors, what games N64 had? Mario 64, Mario Kart, Smash Bros. The first Smash Bros, which wasn't all that, but I mean, iconic in its own right. GoldenEye, Legend of Zelda, F-Zero, Mario Party 1 through 4, Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros, Mega Man, Legend 64, Yoshi's Story. Damn, that's tough. That's tough. I think I'm gonna give. Oh, I think I'm gonna get a nod. I'm gonna get a nod to. Yeah, I think I'm gonna literally say this. I think the games are about even. I'm gonna give the nod to the PlayStation only because we have to nitpick, and the controller is ass on the N64. The controller's ass. N64 had aura. PlayStation, they both had aura. I'm gonna put it like this: these two are interchangeable and basically a tie. The only reason why they not is because you can't put them as a tie. One just got to be in front of the other. That's it. I think I'm good with this. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you didn't. I was thinking about the Pokemon games, so that's why I said it's like a wash. If you put Pokemon Stadium 2, like those are fire, right? But like, but only on the flip, like So here's the thing, right? This was not easy. This was not easy because you really got to sit down and break it down and nitpick, right? All right, for YouTube, the only thing that is ranked are the S tiers. Everything else is just, all right, you belong in this tier. I have the PS2, and so does my chat, has the PS2 as the #1 console of all time, followed by the Wii, Xbox 360, Sony PlayStation, N64, which both can be interchangeable, DS, Switch, SNES, then the Game Boy Advance SP. All right, that's gonna do it, YouTube. This one gonna be a long one. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a long one. It's probably gonna have to be a 2-parter for sure. 2, 3, 4-parter. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'm out, YouTube. I'll see y'all later. Peace.